MV3 Traders Futures Trade Radio is brought to you by the Ultimate Trader's Guide, your one-stop shop for the most valuable income-producing information on the internet. Go to ultimatetradersguide.net to learn more. Link in the description below. All right, what's going on? What's going on? It is officially Monday, first trading day of May. All my sounds is coming through nicely. Starting off the month, the week with some low volume, not a whole lot of volatility in by way of the spread, my neutral zone spread. NQ out of the indices is the only one that's really had any significant movement outside of the of its neutral zone. Quick little peak above PR plus 1, bounce of supply PR plus 2 during the London session, and we have made our way back to PR minus 1 for some inventory. Looking at supply around above 300 to about 305, or right up under 310 is our supply range. It is kind of a right before the open inventory lift to 292, so we'll see how this plays out right now. And I'm not even gonna try to speculate anything like that. I almost would, was thinking that it almost wasn't. I wasn't about to trade this morning because I didn't get a lot of sleep. Well, I had a hard time going to sleep, and then I finally, finally did get to sleep and got a decent enough sleep to get up and do the stream and be focused enough to trade. So we made it. All right, so let's get focused. We are open within the first minute of the open. And kind of to follow up on that, if I'm not able, if I don't get enough sleep and I'm not able to really lock in and focus because I'm tired or something like that, at most I'll watch the charts, but I wouldn't want to trade. Because it's just, I'm setting myself up for just making bad decisions if I do that. But anyway. Holding that supply zone. One more lift. We're lifting the supply. Kinda breaking down. Did get an inventory response off of A1 at 300. That supply basis at 310. We're maintaining this shop here. Took us back to inventory. That 293 inventory for another response. I did get a quick little scalp out of that. Just trading inside the shop. Supply response off of A1, drop the supply down to A1, and now we're dropping the inventory down to our session low. Got some automation right there at session low, 288. Inventory response off of that automation. Still dropping. Got some negotiating here in this inventory zone. Nice inventory response there finally off of 286. Back to our A1 supply. Did have a supply response at 292 that immediately broke. seeing some action one more time in that previous supply zone above 300. It's more like 310. A slight front run of it. Now, off of that session low, or that overnight low, it is still the session low. With that kind of response, one would expect to see a supply run that followed up by a supply run. Let's see if that actually happens. Or do we just create liquidity off of that? Interesting negotiating happening up here in this supply zone. Got some quick inventory around 304. The way that this is printed, it shouldn't hold for this long, or for that long. Once it breaks out of this little box here, see some sort of follow through. Got VWAP above us at 314. Still getting that supply response at 310. We know we got some stops above 310, and we can look forward to some, if we make it there, to some participation off that VWAP that's accompanied by automation at 314. There's a 314 touch. We're gonna stall there, give us another supply response. At last, so we're still looking at that supply base off of 310 that we can use for a rotation, or to look for a rotation for now. For me, and what I look for as of right now, depending on if and how we make it there, if we make it to 330 and how we make it there, I'll be looking for that as my rotation point. That can definitely change. Getting supply responses off of VWAP gave me another opportunity to grab a scalp. that took us back to some inventory, right? Yeah, it took us back to our PR -1 at 293 inventory. That is an inventory lift. Not being too responsive, like, holding the response to A1 right now. So we're just kind of trading through it as of right now. Let's see if we make it back to that supply zone, or do we set new supply? We are getting our quick response here inside of A1. Our 15-minute mark. Taking us back to that supply. Interesting negotiating is happening here around VWAP. Only broke above the VWAP. Not getting a whole lot of movement today. As of yet, got about 10 minutes before B period. And we do got PMI at 10, or at B period. see how much that's used for what's to come. We got a nice supply response off of 320. This is our new supply base. Steady lifting the supply. I forgot what I call this, but it's not doing it with a lot of much momentum. Supply area of 328. If I was still trying to trade short, I'd be looking for a rotation or a wave lower, or I actually pull the trigger. Just me personally. Of course, for it to pull to get that wave, you'll need a significant supply response. In a way, got right there off that last little supply response. Gotta zoom in and see it. It definitely was a tiny wave. We did set the inventory and we had like around 322, but now we're dropping that back into A1. inventory response off of VWAP. Keep pushing the inventory beyond VWAP below. I'm inside of my break window for V-Force. That was an interesting volatility that we get before the V period transition. It's not a huge volatility, but there is a slight lift of the volatility increase there. We made our way under VWAP. Let's see if we get another. Now we're back at it. Let's see what kind of if we get a supply response up here. Got VWAP sitting inside of A1. Near the A1 low. For some reason, I'm looking at a P&L difference between one of my accounts. It doesn't make any sense. Not really sure what happened there. Unfortunately, I'm not recording this window. I'm gonna have to look at the numbers later. It's about a 10-point difference. Very, very interesting. About a minute and a half before the B period. Reminder to myself so to make sure that I don't pull the trigger at the wrong time. As we negotiate around VWAP. Speaking of PMI, I don't really, like I've mentioned this before, of course, but the calendar that I look at from investing.com, I only pay attention to like the highly rated stuff. I know I've seen other traders that look at the whole calendar and they're concerned about the whole. First of all, I don't really care that much about what I just need, what the news that's coming out and all that stuff. I just need to know like the high rated stuff because that is typically used, and you typically see a volatility increase around the highly rated stuff. So that's the stuff that I put on my calendar on mv3trader.com. It's on the homepage. It's only the highly rated stuff that has a greater likelihood that you'll see a volatility spike, like what we're seeing right now. It was brief. That didn't last that long, but as of right now, we did get a brief volatility spike right at 10, or right as we transitioned into the B period. Gave an interesting wick from a tick perspective. From 294 all the way to automation at 306. I'm just looking to see where do we go from here. Technically, that would set my inventory base at the PR low, 305. Actually, no, it's 300. A little move to break the overnight low. Did get a supply response to move that supply base. So now we're saying if this turns into a look below and fill, or do we get follow through? Price action is not great at this moment. But again, that statement, that last statement is subjective. Better way to say that is the price action isn't showing that we're going to get much follow through. It's looking more like we're going to get the look below and fail. However, anything can happen. That's just the way it appears, or it appeared in a moment. So back to that 300 supply where we're kind of negotiating. Got some automation congregated with VWAP and automation, VWAP and A1. In that like this 310 range. It's like from 296 up to 312. I'll refer to this as a battle zone. I'm getting a lot of points for, I'm gonna stick to the regular terms. We got a lot of automation points up here that could be used for making trading decisions in either direction. Consider this like I would consider this a quote unquote battle zone. Looking forward, or looking at the overnight low that we peaked below as a point of interest for inventory. I didn't really like that area, but I took this trigger anyway and actually ended up getting a decent trade there from that supply back to that overnight low range, and that's gonna be my last trade for the day. Brought me back in the green, with the exception that one rogue account that I don't know what happened to that account. This is why I like, it's important for me to record my trading, record my windows. Which can be kind of difficult sometimes, especially when I'm streaming or something like that. I don't want to bog down my computer's resources with a bunch of audio visual software trying to record everything and get everything recorded. I still got the numbers that I can look at to see get a sense of what happened. But I don't know, that was weird. It almost feels like, let me see if I can look at this real quick while I'm thinking about it. It almost feels like that account somehow carried more trades at one point than others. Or maybe I got a bad feel somewhere. Oh, everything looks even across the board, so I'm not sure how I had a 10-point difference from that account between all the other accounts. Like I can't get into all the details, but really interesting. But yeah, this is why recording my trading is so important for me. One, so I can go back and I do have my quote unquote game film, so I can see what I did versus what I thought I did in a moment, right? And I got something to study, but also to see when recording my trades, recording my sessions have been important. When I had an issue like this, and I can kind of go back and see what happened and to see if there's something that I need to correct, or if it was just like a mechanical issue, that just one of those things that happen. Like things just happen, and it's just part of this business, right? This stuff happen. There's always risk on the board. As long as we're participating, there will be risk associated. That's with all forms of business and just life in general. There will always be some sort of risk. So it's not necessarily about trying to avoid the risk 100%. You're just trying to mitigate the risk. So recording your sessions can help you with that risk mitigation. It's been extremely valuable for me in that way. So basically, I'm at the end of my trade window. And I could actually see things, starting to get, I can see things getting interesting from here, with it being a Monday and we didn't do much in A period. It wasn't a very eventful, A period in terms of directional volatility. I don't see NQ or this price hanging out in this range for the entire session. It's highly likely that we do get some movement at some point. It's the only question is at when and which direction. Right now, by the way the picture is painted, the higher probability would be long. However, with that range of April, that bias could be used to the advantage of some of those with a short bias, right? So this thing can go either direction at this point. They got the picture painted for price to trade in either direction if we ever do get some strong directional volatility. And as I'm saying this, we're starting to lift the supply. But just we went back to VWAP, and now we get another supply response to front run VWAP. Kind of above all the automation noise, with the exception of the VWAP. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. I won't know until later on when I come back and check the charts. And with all that being said, on that note, I hope everybody else have a good rest of your day, a good week. And until next time, trade it easy.